The content on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only. Please contact your financial advisor for any financial questions you may have concerning your investments. Right up there next to choosing which cryptocurrencies you're going to purchase is where are you going to store them and how are you going to store those cryptocurrencies? Well, that depends on your need, and we're going to go over the two main differences between hot and cold storage of your cryptocurrencies. Be sure to check out the UjamaNetwork.com webpage. There, you're going to find a list of all the cryptocurrency wallets and exchanges that we use and demonstrate here, as well as a list of all the Black-owned banks that help you build generational wealth with your fiat currency, in addition to your cryptocurrency needs. Whether we're talking about exchanges or wallets, there's going to be a concept that you're going to have to get familiar with and you're going to have to absorb into your life. That's the information that comes from KYC, know your client or know your customer, and how it relates to the regulations that are set in place to protect you while you're on the blockchain making transactions. Now, the whole concept of making these transactions anonymously was the sole purpose of blockchain technology long ago. Now, as we've gotten into more identity theft issues and seed phrase scams, these KYC regulations are becoming more and more important. And it's high time, if you're really talking about utilizing this technology, that you accept it and move on. Okay, there are two types of wallets. There's going to be a hot wallet, which is basically online storage. And then there's cold wallets, which are hardware or device driven wallets that are kept offline. Let's talk about hot wallets first. Now, with the hot wallet, these are software driven and they're basically online on your computer or on your cell phone. The use case for that is that you're able to use and transact with your cryptocurrency a lot faster. It makes it great for exchanges. Many of the hot wallets, especially Coinbase and Robinhood, allow you to move currency interchangeably right out of your wallet and make purchases right on their app. That comes in very conveniently when you don't want to have to link your bank every single time you want to make a transaction. This is where KYC comes into play a lot. Knowing your customer, you're giving up a lot of information. You're giving up your actual name, your tax ID, you're signing affidavits, if you will, so that you can make these transactions and the government knows who you are. So when they send those tax forms to you at the end of the year, you pay up. It is a way to stay within the regulations, nothing more, nothing less. A few examples of those hot online wallets are going to be Trust Wallet, are going to be Blue. You're going to also have a Coinbase wallet, and the most popular to me is MetaMask. Now, MetaMask has a built-in calculator for Ethereum transactions, and it's going to let you know how much you're going to be charged in gas fees. Many other cryptocurrencies do not charge gas fees, but those Ethereum or ERC20 currencies, they definitely will. Now, it never made sense to me to pay so much in gas fees for transactions. It kind of defeats the purpose. I stick with those cryptocurrencies that have low transactions, low to no transactions, and I keep it pushing. But if you are heavily invested in those cryptocurrencies, MetaMask is one of those external wallets or software wallets, excuse me, that are going to allow you to make those transactions a lot easier. Now, next up, we're going to talk about hardware wallets. Now, there aren't too many of these out there that I actually use, but I've had the opportunity to have the Ledger. This is a Nano S, little small one, been out for a long time. And I've also recently got into the Tangem wallet, which is nothing more than a couple of cards that you keep, and you can use these to store your cryptocurrency in a offline capacity. Now, a lot of the exchanges, as I told you earlier on, they do have debit cards that you can use. Robinhood's being one of them. You also have one with uh, crypto.com, and then you have, of course, your Coinbase debit card. Now, each one of these debit cards will give you that actuality, that functionality to go ahead and use your cryptocurrency as cash. But again, that defeats the purpose. What these hardware wallets bring to the table is once you put them on there, you're not stuck, but it makes it just more difficult for you to pull that stuff off and be tempted to spend it. It comes with an app that you can either use on your phone, which is the case with the Tangem wallet, which has a nice little ring if you want to go ahead and buy that ring. And then you also have, of course, the Ledger wallets, which you have to plug up to a PC, or at least this particular one. The advantages of having these at your disposal means that you can have full custody of your cryptocurrency, meaning that you don't have to go through an exchange to access it. You just access it on your own PC. It's secure. The drawbacks of it, of course, with the exception of the Tangent wallet, crypto wallets versus online and hot online wallets, and cold ones like this come with seed phrases. You lose those seed phrases, you lose access to your cryptocurrency. And if you're somebody who completely forgets their password at least once a year, this is definitely not for you, because these seed phrases can be about 12 to 24 passwords for a single device and has to be in sequence. So make sure that you know what your seed phrases are. They recommend that you write them down. Now, again, having a hard copy seems to be counterintuitive to keeping your crypto keys private. If someone gets a hold of those seed phrases, they got a hold of your wallet. If they get a hold of your wallet. These are some of the things you have to balance within yourselves. What's going to work best for you? Now, we'll go ahead and do a lot more videos on how to load the currencies on each one of these type of wallets. I already have some videos out there already, but we'll go in depth and do a whole series on each one of these devices that we have in front of you. Let me know what your comments are in the section below. I'll talk to you later.